Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is lecture number 22nd. The name of the paper is Introduction to Linguistics. The topic is Lexical Relations. This topic is a little longer and it might take a few lectures. This lecture is specifically for the students of BS second semester GDC Pabi and also for the students of those colleges which are affiliated with Abdul Wali Khan University. As you know, we are doing this paper, Introduction to Linguistics, from the study of language by Giorgio, and this is page number 116. The next is 117. The topic is, as you know, lexical relations. In the previous lectures, we have already learned that sometimes the words are taken as the containers of meaning, and we also discussed the semantic roles. So sometimes words perform some specific roles, and we understand the meaning of those words with the help of those roles which they play, called semantic roles. Today we will discuss that meanings are also containers and they perform special roles, but along with them words have relationships with each other, and one word can be explained or can give you the meaning with the help of the other words. So this relationship is described here, and this relationship is referred to as lexical relationships. So we understand here meanings of words in terms of their relationships. For example, conceal is a word, and in order to understand its meaning, we say it's the same as hide. And we are actually talking about the sameness of meaning, which we'll discuss on the topic of synonymy. So conceal means hide. Hide and conceal have got the same meaning. The same is the case with the word shallow, but we give its meaning with another word which is its opposite. This was giving the meaning of conceal with the same meaning, but here we try to understand the word shallow with its opposite meaning, which is deep. So we say that shallow is the opposite of deep. There can be another type of relationship. This relationship is called antonymy. This upper relationship is referred to as synonymy. And now we have this next relationship in which, for example, daffodils are referred to as a kind of flower. So daffodil is a kind of flower, will be discussed in the topic of hyponymy. So you can see that we are not talking about the meaning of words in terms of the component features which we have already discussed. We are not talking about that. We are talking about the meaning of words in terms of relationship. And these relationships are called lexical relations. So that first relationship will be studied under the topic of synonymy. For example, the word conceal is the same as hide. The second will be discussed under the topic of antonymy. For example, the shallow is described as the opposite of deep. And the next is in hyponymy, daffodil is a kind of flower. This is referred to as hyponymy. We'll discuss them by number. So first comes synonymy, that is the sameness of meaning or the closely related meanings. They are referred to as synonyms. They can be substituted one for the other in a sentence, but not always. Sometimes they may not be substituted. If we take these two sentences, for example, what was his answer or what was his reply, both of them are replaceable. Answer has got the same meaning as reply. So here the synonymy is complete, and they can be interchangeably used, or one can replace the other word. If we take these examples, they are the examples of synonyms. Almost is synonymous with nearly, big with large, broad with wide, buy with purchase, cab with taxi, car with automobile, and couch with sofa, freedom with liberty. So these are the synonyms. Sometimes this synonymy or the sameness of meaning is not perfect, or we can say there isn't a total sameness of meaning, and it is not necessary that two synonyms will have total sameness. Sometimes they are not the same totally, but of course they have to some extent the sameness of meaning. For example, if you take this word answer in this sentence, Sandy had only one answer correct on the test, and in this sentence the answer is quite correct. The word reply, if used here, would sound odd and strange, so that would not be correct. Then we also have synonymy with the difference of synonym. I mean, the words may be synonyms, the sentences might have the same meaning, but that meaning in one is formal and in the other is informal. So if we take this sentence, my father purchased a large automobile, this sentence is a very formal sentence. Instead of this, if you use this sentence with the same meaning, my dad bought a big car, in which four synonyms have been replaced. Both the sentences have got the same meaning, but the second sentence is more casual and it is more informal than the first sentence. So this was all about synonymy in English. Let me do it in Urdu for you. Synonymy का मतलब है हम माना अल्फाज या एक दूसरे के साथ बहुत रिलेटेड मीनिंग वाले अल्फाज. अक्सर हम एक लफ्ज को जो सिनोनिम हो दूसरे लफ्ज से सब्स्टिट्यूट कर सकते हैं एक सेंटेंस में, लेकिन हमेशा ऐसा नहीं कर सकते, कभी नहीं भी होता. कुछ एग्जाम्पल, ऑलमोस्ट का सिनोनिम नियरली है, बिग का लार्ज है, और ये दूसरे एग्जाम्पल्स हमने पढ़े. इस पैराग्राफ में बात यह है कि ये जो इनकी मीनिंग एक जैसी है, ये मुकम्मल तौर पे ज़रूरी नहीं कि एक जैसी हो, फिर भी ये सिनोनिम्स कहलाएंगे. मसलन लफ्ज़ आंसर है, इस सेंटेंस में तो ठीक है, सैंडी हैड ओनली वन आंसर करेक्ट ऑन द टेस्ट, लेकिन अगर इसमें हम रिप्लाई डाल लें तो ये बिल्कुल डाउनराइट इनकरेक्ट तो नहीं होगा, अलबत्ता ये ऑड यानी अजीब होगा. इसी तरीके से हम माना जुमले वो भी हो सकते हैं जिसमें से एक फॉर्मल हो और दूसरा इनफॉर्मल हो. अब ये माना सेंटेंसेस है, माय फादर परचेज अ लार्ज ऑटोमोबाइल, और ये उसका हम माना जुमला है, माय डैड बॉट अ बिग कार. और इसमें ये जो सेकंड वर्जन है ये ज्यादा कैजुअल है और इनफॉर्मल गैर रस्मी है, और इसमें इतना जिसको आप मदबाना कहते हैं वो नहीं है. Let me read it for you. Two or more words with very closely related meanings. अगर दो अल्फाज हैं, ज्यादा अल्फाज हैं, उनकी मीनिंग बड़े मुतल्लिक है एक दूसरे से, are called synonyms. तो हम इनको synonyms कहते हैं. They can often, though not always, अक्सर ये लेकिन हमेशा नहीं, be substituted for each other in sentences. जुमलों में एक दूसरे की जगह ले सकते हैं. In the appropriate circumstances, we can say, हम अगर मुनासिब मौका हो तो हम कह सकते हैं what was his answer और what was his reply with much the same meaning. मीनिंग दोनों की एक है. Other common examples of synonyms are the pairs almost, nearly, big, large, broad, wide, buy, purchase, और ये सारे हमने we have discussed it already. We should keep in mind, ज़हन में रखें, that the idea of sameness of meaning used in discussing synonymy is not necessarily total sameness. ये idea of sameness जो है ज़रूरी नहीं है total sameness हो. There are many occasions, कई मौक़ों पर, when one word is appropriate in a sentence, एक लफ्ज़ जुमले में दुरुस्त होता है, but its synonym would be odd. लेकिन उसका जो synonym है वो अजीब लगता है. For example, whereas the word answer fits in the sentence, Sandy had only one answer correct on the test. इसमें लफ्ज़ answer तो ठीक है, लेकिन the word reply would sound odd. Reply लफ्ज़ ये अजीब है. Synonymous forms may also differ in terms of formal versus informal. और इनकी एक डिफरेंस ये भी है कि एक फॉर्मल होता है, एक इनफॉर्मल होता है, रस्मी गैर रस्मी. The sentence my father purchased a large automobile has virtually, really, actually the same meaning as my dad bought a big car. दोनों हम माना है with 4 synonymous replacements. 4 synonym replace हुए हैं, but the second version sounds much more casual and informal than the first. लेकिन जो दूसरा वर्जन है वो ज़्यादा informal है बनिस्बत first की. This is the next lexical relation, antonymy. Synonymy was the first, antonymy is the second lexical relation. In this case, two words have opposite meaning, and this opposite meaning relationship is referred to as an antonymy, and these opposite words are called antonyms. These pairs, for example, alive, dead, big, small, fast, slow, happy, sad, hot, cold, long, short, male, female, married, single, old, new, rich, poor, true, false. These are its examples. There are two types of antonyms. One type of antonym is called gradable antonyms, and the other are called non-gradable antonyms. Gradable because they can be graded. For example, if we take the pair big and small, they can be used in comparative constructions, like I am bigger than you, or a pony is smaller than a horse. So this construction, comparative construction, is possible in gradable. Also, if we try to get the negative of it, that negative does not necessarily imply the other, that is the positive. For example, if we take my car isn't old, doesn't necessarily mean that my car is new. It is not necessary that the negative of one would definitely be the other negative will work for it, and it will have that negative meaning. For example, if we say my car isn't old, this isn't old is the negative, and this isn't old may not mean new. So the negative of one may not mean the positive, the other one, the positive one. The non-gradable antonyms are the ones which cannot be used in comparison. For example, if we take the word dad, you cannot say more dad, because that would be gradable then, and this quality is not gradable. Then we have, so you cannot say dadder, or someone is more dead than someone else. In this case, as contrasted with the gradable one, the negative does imply the other member. So the negative does imply the positive member. For example, if someone isn't alive, then you can say that he is dead. So the negative implies the positive in antonymy. If you say my grandparents aren't alive, it means that they are dead. You can have these pairs in non-gradable antonyms: male, female, married, single, true and false. There is one other problem here. For example, if you take the word undress, it doesn't mean not dress. So the negative of some word may not be actually that antonym of it. Therefore, undress does not mean not dress. That negative is not its opposite. This undress actually means to do the reverse of dress. It is used as a verb, and this is the reverse of the verb dress. So therefore, such pairs are referred to as reversives. For example, enter is the reversive of exit. If we say opposite, then enter does not mean not enter. It is not like that. So it is therefore a reversive one. Pack is unpack, reversive. Lengthen is shorten, raise is lower, and tie is untie. These are referred to as reversives. तो ये हमने एंटोनिमी पढ़ी. एंटोनिमी का मतलब है मुतजाद, उल्टा माना लेना, और ये इसके मुख्तलिफ एग्जाम्पल है, अलाइव, डेड, बिग, स्मॉल, फास्ट, सो एटसेट्रा। इसकी दो किस्में हैं, एक को कहते हैं ग्रेडेबल एंटोनिम्स, एक को कहते हैं नॉन ग्रेडेबल एंटोनिम्स। जो ग्रेडेबल एंटोनिम्स है उनको कंपैरेटिव कंस्ट्रक्शन में इस्तेमाल किया जाता है, जैसे बिग और स्मॉल है, आप कह सकते हैं बिगर देन यू या अपॉन यू, स्मॉलर देन अ हॉर्स। और ये भी है कि एक का जो नेगेटिव है जरूरी नहीं है कि वो पॉजिटिव इंप्लाई करे या उसका माना पॉजिटिव निकले, एंटोनिम उसका पॉजिटिव निकले, ऐसा नहीं होता। मसलन अगर हम कहें माय कार इजंट ओल्ड, तो ये इजंट ओल्ड नेगेटिव है, इसका माना ये वाला नहीं, न्यू नहीं है, यानी कभी हो भी सकता है लेकिन कभी नहीं। माय कार इज न्यू जरूरी नहीं है कि नहीं हो। अगर आप कहें कि माय कार इजंट ओल्ड, तो ये दरम्यान में भी हो सकता है और जरूरी नहीं है कि ये नहीं हो। नॉन ग्रेडेबल एंटोनिम्स को कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री पेयर्स भी कहते हैं, और इनके कंपैरेटिव आमतौर पर इस्तेमाल नहीं होते। डेड अगर हम लफ्ज इस्तेमाल करें तो मोर डेड इसका नहीं होगा, डेडर भी नहीं होगा। और इसका ग्रेडेबल के बरक्स इसका जो नेगेटिव है वो पॉजिटिव इंप्लाई करता है। मसलन अगर आरंट अलाइव है तो ये अपोजिट डेड इंप्लाई करता है। कुछ पेयर्स नॉन ग्रेडेबल के मेल, फीमेल, मैरिड, सिंगल और ट्रू और फॉल्स है। और इसी तरीके से अगर हम लफ्ज अनड्रेस कहें तो इसका अपोजिट न ड्रेस दुरुस्त नहीं होगा, बल्कि चूंकि अनड्रेस का मतलब है लिबास उतारना और ये वर्ब है, तो हम इसको लेंगे रिवर्स ऑफ ड्रेस, लिबास पहनने का उलट। तो इन अल्फाज को हम रिवर्स के नाम से जानेंगे। ये भी है टाइप ऑफ एंटोनिम है, लेकिन ये नॉन ग्रेडेबल एंटोनिम्स में आता है। तो एंटोनिम्स हमारे पास ग्रेडेबल भी हैं और नॉन ग्रेडेबल भी है। लेट मी रीड इट फॉर यू। टू फॉर्म्स विद अपोजिट मीनिंग्स आर कॉल्ड एंटोनिम्स। दो फॉर्म्स है, मीनिंग्स अपोजिट है, तो हम उनको समझेंगे। सम कॉमन एग्जांपल्स आर द पेयर्स अलाइव, डेड, बिग, स्मॉल, फास्ट, स्लो, ये सारे। एंटोनिम्स आर यूजुअली डिवाइडेड इनटू टू मेन टाइप्स। इसकी दो किस्में हैं, ग्रेडेबल और नॉन ग्रेडेबल। ग्रेडेबल एंटोनिम्स सच एज द पेयर बिग, स्मॉल कैन बी यूज्ड इन कंपैरेटिव कंस्ट्रक्शन। इनको कंपैरेटिव में इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, लाइक आई एम बिगर देन यू या अपॉन इज स्मॉलर देन हॉर्स। Also the negative of one member of a gradable pair does not necessarily imply the other. एक का नेगेटिव दूसरा इंप्लाई नहीं करता, छुपा माना नहीं रखता। फॉर एग्जाम्पल द सेंटेंस माई कार इजंट ओल्ड डजंट नेसेसरली मीन माई कार इज न्यू। मेरी गाड़ी पुरानी नहीं है जरूरी नहीं, इसका मतलब जरूरी नहीं कि ये कि मेरी गाड़ी नई है। नॉन ग्रेडेबल एंटोनिम्स with non-gradable antonyms also called complementary pairs, comparative constructions are not normally used. इनके साथ comparative construction इस्तेमाल नहीं होता। We don't typically describe someone as deader or more dead. हम ऐसे description नहीं करते than the other. Also the negative of one member of a non-gradable pair does imply the other member. और एक का negative दूसरा member जाहिर करता है, तो ये उस gradable के बरक्स है। That is, my grandparents aren't alive does indeed mean my grandparents are dead. So other non-gradable antonyms in the earlier list are the pairs male, female, married, single, true, false. Although we can use the negative test, तो ये negative test तो है gradable, non-gradable के लिए। non-gradable में negative test जो है सही है और positive है उसमें negative है, लेकिन इसके अलावा भी मसला है। In a language, we usually avoid describing one member of an antonymous pair as the negative of the other. ये avoid करना चाहिए कि एक negative के लिए हम उसका opposite इस्तेमाल करें। For example, while undress can be treated as the opposite of dress, undress dress का opposite है, it doesn't mean not dress, लेकिन इसकी meaning not dress नहीं है। It actually means do the reverse of dress. इसका मतलब है dress का उलट करना, dress का रिवर्स करना। एंटोनिम्स ऑफ दिस टाइप आर कॉल्ड रिवर्सिव्स। तो ये नेक्स्ट किस्म हो गई, इसको रिवर्सिव कहा जाता है, और ये भी एक किस्म है एंटोनिम्स की। अदर कॉमन एग्जांपल्स आर एंटर, एग्जिट, पैक एंड पैक, lengthen, shorten, raise, lower, and tie. So this was all about the antonymy. Gradable, non-gradable, and reversive. It's 3 types. Then comes a hyponymy. In hyponymy, one form is included in the meaning of another. For example, if we take dog, it is included in the meaning of animal. If we take poodle, it is included in the meaning of dog. It's a kind of dog. If we take carrot, it is included in the meaning of vegetable. Rose is included in the meaning of flower. Banyan is included in the meaning of tree. We also say a kind of. So dog is a kind of animal, poodle is a kind of dog, carrot is a kind of vegetable, a rose is a flower, is a kind of flower, banyan is a kind of tree. So this is referred to as the concept of inclusion, that one thing is included in the other. For example, this flower and rose concept, if an object, for example, is a rose, then it is necessarily a flower, because the meaning of rose is included in flower. This is the concept of inclusion. The hyponymous connections are often hierarchical in a relationship. Hierarchical means going from top to bottom or going from bottom to top. This relationship is called hierarchical relationship. For example, the relationship of animal and asp, banyan, carrot, all is given here. If you consider this diagram, living thing, so these two are the living things, creature and plant. The creature are divided into animals and insects. Animals, dog, horse, snake, and dog, poodle is a kind of dog, asp is a kind of snake. That ant and cockroach are included in insect, carrot is included in vegetable, rose in flower, banyan and pine in tree, and vegetable, flower and tree, all of them are included in plant. This is called hierarchical relationship, from bottom to top or top to bottom. So this is hierarchical relationship. We can say, for example, horse is a hyponym of animal. Horse, let us take this one. This is horse. Horse is a hyponym of animal. It is the meaning of horse is included in animal. We say it is the hyponym of animal. So, and then we say animal and insect are called the superordinate terms. Animal is the superordinate term for horse. Superordinate because it is at a step at a higher level. Those words which share the same superordinate are called co-hyponyms. For example, dog and horse are co-hyponyms of animal. If we take this, for example, creature and plant are co-hyponyms of living thing. Animal and insect are co-hyponyms of creature. Dog, horse and snake are co-hyponyms of animal. Animal is the superordinate, these are the subordinate. So co-hyponyms share the same superordinate. For example, dog and horse share the same superordinate, animal. There is also involved the concept of is a kind of. For example, we take asp is a kind of snake. Looking at this diagram, asp is a kind of snake. Snake is a kind of animal. Animal is a kind of creature. Creature is a kind of living thing. So this a kind of meaning is always there. Though these were all nouns and things, but not only the nouns and things take such hyponymy, this is also found in other words. For example, punch, shoot and stab, all of these three words, they are included in the meaning of injure. So they are co-hyponyms of the superordinate injure. ये हमने पढ़ा, इसको उर्दू में सुने. Hyponymy उस वक्त हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं जब एक फॉर्म दूसरे में इंक्लूडेड हो, शामिल हो, तो हम कहते हैं कि ये इसके हेपोनिम्स हैं और ये एपोनिमी कहलाता है। जैसे एनिमल की मीनिंग में डॉग इंक्लूडेड है, डॉग की मीनिंग में पूडल, वेजिटेबल की मीनिंग में कैरेट, और इस तरह फ्लावर की मीनिंग में रोज और ट्री की मीनिंग में बैनियन, ये इंक्लूडेड है। इसको कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ इंक्लूजन कहते हैं। तो हम कहते हैं कि अगर कोई चीज डॉग है तो वो जरूर एनिमल भी होगा, अगर कोई चीज पूडल है तो वो डॉग भी होगा, अगर कोई चीज कैरेट है तो वो वेजिटेबल लाजमन होगा। तो ये एपोनिमस कनेक्शंस कहलाते हैं। एपोनिमस कनेक्शन अक्सर हायरार्किकल होते हैं, जिसका मतलब है तरतीब से होते हैं, बड़ा उससे छोटा, फिर उससे छोटा, फिर सबसे छोटा, या बी से जा सकते हैं, सबसे छोटा, फिर उससे बड़ा, फिर उससे बड़ा, फिर उससे बड़ा। ये हायरार्किकल रिलेशनशिप है और ये इसकी एग्जांपल है जो हमने इंग्लिश में डिस्कस की। इसी तरीके से हमने ये भी डिस्कस किया कि जो हायर लेवल पे होगा वो सुपर ऑर्डिनेट कहलाएगा। मसलन हॉर्स जो है ये एनिमल का हेपोनिम है, तो एनिमल इसका सुपर ऑर्डिनेट है और ये इंक्लूड करता है अपने अंदर हॉर्स को। और जो सुपर ऑर्डिनेट, एक सुपर ऑर्डिनेट के मुख्तलिफ हिस्से हैं, मुख्तलिफ वर्ड्स हैं, तो आपस में को हेपोनिम्स कहलाते हैं। जैसे डॉग और हॉर्स ये एनिमल के लिए को हेपोनिम्स है, एनिमल इनका सुपर ऑर्डिनेट है। एक और कॉन्सेप्ट इज ए काइंड ऑफ भी इस्तेमाल होता है। मतलब हम कह सकते हैं एन एस वाज ए काइंड ऑफ स्नेक, या वेजिटेबल इज ए काइंड ऑफ प्लांट। ये सिर्फ नाउन्स की बात नहीं है, बल्कि बाज और अल्फाज भी इस तरीके से इस्तेमाल हो सकते हैं। जैसे पंच मारना, शूट पिस्तौल से मारना, स्टैब चाकू से मारना, ये सारे इंजर के को हेपोनिम्स कहलाएंगे और इंजर इसका सुपर ऑर्डिनेट होगा। मैं इसको पढ़ के सुनाता हूँ आपको जल्दी जल्दी, और हम यही कर सकेंगे इस वीडियो में। When the meaning of one form is included in the meaning of another, जब एक फॉर्म की मीनिंग दूसरे में आ जाए, the relationship is described as an eponymy, तो इस ताल्लुक को एपोनिमी कहते हैं। Examples are the pairs animal, dog, dog poodle, vegetable carrot, flower rose, tree banyan. The concept of inclusion involved in this relationship, ये जो concept of inclusion involved है इस ताल्लुक में, is the idea, इसमें idea ये है that if an object is a rose, अगर कोई object rose है, then it is necessarily a flower, तो ये खामखा flower भी होगा। So the meaning of flower is included in the meaning of rose, तो flower का माना rose के अंदर छुपा हुआ है, और रोज इज हेपोनिम ऑफ फ्लावर। हम कह सकते हैं कि रोज जो है ये एक किस्म का ये हेपोनिम है फ्लावर का। When we consider eponymous connections, जब हम इनको कंसिडर करते हैं, we are essentially looking at the meaning of words in some type of hierarchical relationship, तो हम मीनिंग को इस एक तरतीब वाले ताल्लुक से देखते हैं, बड़े से छोटा या छोटे से बड़ा। We can represent the relationships between a set of words such as animal, ant, ass, banyan, carrot, ये हम रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं जैसे इस डायग्राम में है, और ये सब बाकी अल्फाज भी इसमें शामिल हैं as hierarchical diagram. Looking at the diagram we can say, डायग्राम को देखते हम कह सकते हैं that horse is a heponym of animal, कि horse heponym है animal का, और cockroach is a heponym of insect, cockroach heponym है insect का। In these two examples, animal and insect are called superordinate. Animal और insect को superordinate कहते हैं। We can also say that two or more words that share the same superordinate, कि दो या दो से ज्यादा अल्फाज अगर उनका superordinate एक है, are coeponyms, तो वो आपस में coeponyms कहलाएंगे। So dog and horse are coeponyms and superordinate term is animal. Dog and horse coeponyms है, superordinate term ये animal है। The relation of eponymy captures the concept of is a kind of. Eponymy इस concept को भी capture करता है और लेता है कि is a kind of. As when we give the meaning of a word by saying, जब meaning of a word ऐसे देते हैं, an asp is a kind of snake. asp एक snake की किस्म है। Sometimes the only thing we know about the meaning of a word, कभी कभी तो यूँ होता है किसी लफ्ज का माना क्या जो है सिर्फ इतना हमें पता होता है is that it is a hyponym of another term, कि ये फलाने term का hyponym है, बाकी पता नहीं चलता. That is, we may know nothing more about the meaning of the word as other than that it is a kind of snake. हमें कोई और पता नहीं है, बस हम कहते हैं it's a kind of snake or that banyan is a kind of tree. It is worth emphasizing, इस बात पे जोर देना अच्छा है that it is not only words for things, कि सिर्फ things वाले अल्फाज नहीं है that are hyponyms, जो hyponyms होते हैं. Words such as punch, shoot and step describing action, ये action describe करते हैं, can all be treated as hyponyms of the subordinate term injure, ये injure के subordinate हो सकते हैं. So that's all about these three terms we discussed. This one, hyponymy, then antonymy, and also synonymy. Thank you and good luck.